Hello everyone and welcome to another game from the Sunway Sitges tournament. We already checked how Chucky played against Pragnananda, and then I said we were gonna cover Ivanchuk versus Korobov, but the game wasn't all that exciting, so I decided to skip that one. But it ended in a draw, and this is a game after that one. It's a game from round 8, Awonder Liang versus Chucky. So let's check it out. Really exciting stuff. We have knight to f3 by Liang. The Reti opening is on the board. We have d6, d4, and knight to f6. We have g3, g6, bishop to g2, bishop to g7. So pretty symmetrical stuff. We have castles by Liang, castles by Chucky, and rook to e1, preparing e4. And knight b to d7. Chucky prepares e5. So we have e4. E5 by Chucky, and knight to c3 now. So all pretty much normal developing moves. We have b6, and here a lot of moves have been played in this position. d5 has been played, a4 has been played, h3 has been played, b3 has been played, captures on e5 has been played, but knight to d5 is a new move. So already as of move 9 we have a completely new game. It is Liang that goes out of theory. Chucky captures, and why not? We have knight captures, pawn captures, and now rook to e8. With the possibility of maybe even advancing the pawn further sometimes in the future. And if you decided to trade everything here, then you're just admitting that you don't really have anything with white, and you allow black to fully equalize. Captures, you can capture. After captures, you're gonna get captures, and it's pretty much the same position. Both players with the bishop pair. White will not be able to hope for any advantage. White does control a bit more space due to the d pawn, but nothing spectacular. So we have c3 by Liang, and now comes a5. Preventing white from further expanding on the queen side. We have h4, preparing h5, and now bishop to a6, so keeping his options flexible in the center, and now h5. So maybe yes, maybe not. It could be the influence of Alpha Zero again, but we do keep seeing h4, h5 in pretty much every game now. E captures on d4 with h6, now with an attack on the bishop. Rook captures on e1 with check, queen captures, and bishop to f6. Not allowing an outpost for the knight on g5. We have knight captures on d4, and now knight to e5. And black can be very happy with his position. Bishop to e3. Liang continues development, and queen to d7 now, preparing for the other rook to enter the game. We have knight to c6. Now, you either leave this knight here to be, just a monster knight, or you capture it. So Chucky captures it, but it comes with the cost of advancing this pawn even further. So pawn captures on c6, but it's not a problem. It's very unlikely that this pawn will ever cross the c7 square. So queen to f5, and rook to d1, bringing the rook into the game. Chucky also does the same, rook to e8, and now queen to d2. Just getting the queen out of this nasty e-file. We have queen to e5 now. Chucky centralizes the queen, and now you could go for bishop d4, queen e7, then retreat, bishop back to e3, queen back to e5. We could see a repetition here, or you could go for something like queen to d5, just offer a queen trade, but Liang isn't interested in any repetition. He just goes queen to c2. He makes room for his rook to come to d5, and Chucky moves the queen to h5. We have rook to d5, and now as Chucky also made room for his rook, we have rook to e5, blocking the attack. Queen to b3 now. Now if captures, the bishop and queen battery will be attacking the f7 pawn. So here king to f8, not allowing to be in such an uncomfortable position due to the h-pawn still being here. The king is, without a free square. We have rook captures on e5, queen captures on e5, and now feel free to pause the video and try to find what Liang had in mind in this position while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on spotting that when I said that it's very unlikely that this pawn will ever be crossing the c7 square. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is actually bishop captures on b6. So what this is, basically you give up a piece for 2 pawns, but you also create a passed c pawn, and now this is a very dangerous passed pawn and also a very fast pawn. So here, best course of action for Chuck is just bishop to c8. Once bishop to c8 is on the board, let's say queen b8, now you have to play queen e8, you give another pawn with check, queen e7, queen back to b8, and now queen to e6 guarding the bishop, and this should hold. However, it's a really disgusting position. You cannot move the bishop, you cannot move the king, the h6 pawn is still here, preventing the king from escaping. It doesn't look good, even if it's perhaps manageable by a machine. I don't think a human could hold this. But Chucky doesn't go for this idea. Chucky goes for queen to b5 instead. He offers a queen trade, but now Liang goes queen to a7. We have, again, bishop to c8 is probably best for Chucky, but Chucky goes bishop to g5. He wants to eliminate the h6 pawn and then make room for his king. If he can do that, he will probably be okay, but c7 is coming. Now with just the threat of queen b8 check, where you will either trade queens and you get another queen into the game, or after check you just move the king and then you get another queen into the game. So queen to c5, now again offering a queen trade plus attacking the pawn, hoping for captures and captures. At least you can survive. Maybe it's bishops of opposite color, so perhaps it's possible. But Liang is not interested. Liang just goes queen to b8 check. We have king to e7, and now once again pause the video and try to find well, the nicest move for white in this position, while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations. It's not only one move, there are several good moves here, but whichever you found, you know, congratulations. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, bishop to f1 is possible, bishop to h3 is possible simply because it guards the c8 square, but the one Liang played is fastest. He just played bishop to b7, and it was in this position on move 31 that Vassily Ivanchuk resigned the game, and a brilliant victory for young Awonder Liang, which gets him one step closer to winning the tournament, and well, it brings Chucky one step backwards. I don't think it will be possible for Chucky to win the tournament, but he might be able to get into the top 3. So here he resigns because, well, c8 is coming. You cannot prevent that. There are no tricks, there are no useful checks. You can trade, but still there's no way to guard c8. White just gets another queen into the game, and that's it. So really clean and really instructive after this idea of not just going for bishop d4, just queen c2, you know, going for this, pushing the queen back, and then just creating a passed pawn here. Really exciting stuff. So I do hope you enjoyed it, and I would like to thank Sanjay Sharaf, Stefan Mila, and Daniel Drelic for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing the coverage of the finals of the FIDE Grand Prix, continuing, well, also the coverage of the Sunway Sitges tournament. We have to see how that will end for Chucky and everyone, and of course checking up on your wonderful suggestions. And also do be a part of the subscribers video. It's going to be awesome. More info about that in the description below. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.